Ludus, Vulpes.
Welcome to Ludus Vulpes. My name is Kirsty.
And I'm Phil.
And you join us as we run through our thoughts of Pyramido.
A game about building pyramids in Egypt, place of all places where pyramids get built. Pyramids are built in other countries in the world, so, it's not just Egypt. That's okay. But let's get away from this History Channel educational video and onto the game. So in Pyramido, you're building, up to 4 players are building pyramids starting at a base level, and you're going to score each level as you go up.
A la Acropolis.
It's similar, but you score at the end of each building phase, not at the end of the game. So you'll be able to see your scores progress, and there are definitely ways of maximising your score as you go. So, shall we?
Let's.
Okay, so down to the table, and we'll go through how to play Pyramido, and then we'll do a sample round.
See you there. So you can see we've currently got the game set up and ready to play for 2 players. Irrelevant of the number of players, you have 4 stacks of tiles, which are evenly spread, shuffled beforehand obviously, and placed in these 4 stacks. You randomly choose 3 and place them between each of the stacks. When you draw a tile, you must replace from either of the 2 stacks that you take from.
I like that. That was neat.
Thanks.
That's okay. These stacks are going to be face up, or should be face up. However, what we found is if you do the stacks face up, because these stacks are quite tall, you'll be able to see 2 or 3 tiles ahead, which actually kind of defeats the object of the game. So for our purposes, and for I think your purposes, these tiles are all going to be face up.
And so are the top level ones.
But instead of flipping the entire stack over, just the top level ones. And the reason for that is, yes, the game becomes a lot easier to play when they're all when the entire stack's turned upside down. However, when you can see too much in advance, it gives too much of an advantage.
It certainly does.
So what are you going to be doing? On your turn, very simply, you're going to be drafting a tile from one of these 3. And you're going to be building it into a base of a pyramid. The base of the pyramid is going to be 4 squares, and each one of these tiles contains 2 squares. 4 squares by 5 squares, however you want to orientate that. So you're going to do a 4 by 5 grid, and each tile being a 2 by 1. When you draft a tile and place a tile, if you have one of these dual tokens available to yourself and it matches one of the colours that you've played, you're going to have to put one of them on. So in this instance, I've got dark blue and I've got brown. So I would have to pick one to place. Now, it's really important that you place these sensibly, because by the end of the game, at the end of each round rather, the area that is occupied by your dual token, you're going to score any of the symbols within that area. And you could always separate the browns, like this for example, but because I've played my brown in this area, only this area will score for the symbols on the card, not this area, unless I can cunningly connect them.
But you won't be allowed to take it like that anyway.
No, I know. So that was just for an example purposes. So you must always place these dual tokens.
Unless you already have that colour placed within your pyramid.
There is a way in which you can place 2 dual tokens, and that's by using one of these resurfacing tiles. And you're going to use them to resurface a square on a tile. They're 2-sided. You only get 3 in the entire game, so it's well worth holding on to them for later, because they're going to be valuable later on for connecting pieces. But you get 3 of those on your turn. After you've placed a tile, you can resurface should you want to.
For example, if I was to use this one, I'd place brown, and if I wanted to get green out at the same time, I would use that. One thing to bear in mind, at the end of each round, these dual tokens come off. The resurfacing tiles stay exactly where they are.
Single use only during the game. So after you've created your 4 by 5 grid, you're going to score that 4 by 5 grid, and you're going to score in 2 ways. Every area that has a dual token in it is going to score for however many symbols are on the tiles you've played. Then, based on the lowest value dual token you have, you're going to add that score on again. So let's say you've got 3 greens and 8 yellows. You'll score 8 for the yellows, 3 for the greens, and then the smallest area will score again So you score another 3 for greens, giving you a total of 14 points.
We will do a demo round, and we'll also do a demo scoring round so you can see how that works.
And in fact, I think it's actually at that point now where we should do a demo round. So if you want to join us, we're going to play a game of Pyramido. Kirsty, you can be first player.
Oh, thank you. Let's have a look. I think I'm going to go for this one.
So Kirsty plays that in her pyramid base, and then we'll have to pick a colour.
And I've chosen to place my blue on my blue area. Now I have to choose which one to replace here. Now I feel like I need to make sure there's some blue around. Over to you, Phil.
Yep, fine. I'm going to go pretty simply. I'm going to take this brown, which means I have to play the brown, and I will replace that with this double green, because I'm looking at what Kirsty's got, and she hasn't got any green, so she might not be interested in that at the moment, and I am definitely interested in expanding my scores over different colours.
Okay. Now, I'm going to place this blue one here, and I'm going to put the yellow there. Then I will put this one here and reveal this one ready for next turn.
Okay. I'm going to take this. I'm going to place it here. Now I'm going to place it here for a particular reason. One, after the end of this round, we're going to be building the next layer of the pyramid. And having symbols on the outside edge means that they can be scored the second time around. So I'm going to place that there. But I do, because I placed a yellow thing, I must place this if it's not already on the board. So that yellow one goes there.
Decisions. Looking at the tiles that are coming up with reds on, I'm going to pick up this brown tile and I'm going to place it here, which allows me to put my brown jewel token out. And then I'll put this red and green here. And prepare this one ready. I think it was the right turn.
Well, I'm going to take this one then. I'm going to put it up here. And play my green. And we'll bring this one down.
Okay.
So I'm at 4 here now. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So that could be part of my base. I can go extend it one further and do 4 across. However, I want to play that.
I'm going to put this one here and place my red token there. And I'm going to try and protect myself by putting this red one here. So now you'll see my base is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is too high. So I can go 2 more and build across into like a rectangle.
Okay, so end of the round, we bring the score pad in and we start to do some quick scores. So the first thing is we count all the tokens, all the symbols in dual areas. So my greens score me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My reds score me 9, 10, 11, so 3 points there. Yellows, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now, my smallest scoring area is this one teal here, which gives me an extra bonus point of 1 bonus point. So I scored 19 for the first round.
19.
Kirsty
Okay.
scores.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Have I done this one?
Yes, you have.
So then 20, 21, because that's my smallest scoring area. So 21, so quite close there actually.
Yep.
3 points in it.
So end of the round, all of these come off and we go again. So the next layer of the pyramid will form a 4 by 3 base within the bounds of the outer area. You'll join us again towards the end of the game.
You could do the placement of the first one to show how it sits.
Yes, and actually it's worth saying that the person with the lowest score in the previous round plays first, so I would play
Phil
first.
Phil plays first due to him having the lowest score.
And I will start
Gives you the benefit to begin
with this one, and I'll play it in here. Now, by connecting the browns here with the browns in this outer edge, I will be able to score these as long as I do that and put my brown jewel there.
So you join us as we have gone to the last level of the game. We have built 1, 2, 3, and we're putting the final last level onto our pyramid. Now this pyramid level will be placed in the centre here, in these centre squares. So it's 1 tile to score everything.
Yeah.
So score wisely.
And I will be attempting to score, I will be using one of my resurfacing tiles here. So the idea, because the resurfacing tile allows you to place 2 gems, so you can actually score 2 gems worth of things. And at the moment, my reds are they're all right, but my greens are strong and my browns are strong. So I want to score greens and browns. So what I'm probably going to do, take this one, destroy my pyramid. I'm going to take this one, I'm going to play it here. Now, I have to play a dual tile, so I have to play brown because I want to resurface like this.
Lovely.
Which will allow me to then place a green one, which should give me some decent points towards the end of the game. And I am going to bring down this double blue because that looks lovely. Kirsty, over to you.
So I'm going to be going for this blue tile here. I'm placing it here, but a la the same style as Phil, I will also be using a resurface tile, which thankfully I've saved the right one. And I'll be placing this red here. Now the reason why I'm doing that is to ensure that I score my reds, because my blues and my reds are fairly large.
Worth a small fortune, yeah.
So
final scores. So let's get the score pad over. We don't need to worry about that too much.
Because it makes me feel, it gets me into good practice, Phil.
Score pad.
So, Phil, last scores.
Okay, so I'm scoring my browns and my greens, and I will score the smallest number again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Versus
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 16 in total, plus 7 again.
Yeah.
Which gives me 23.
Nice.
It's not a winning score. 23.
6 and 12 plus 7.
6 and 12 plus
No,
7.
6 and 6 is 12. Plus 7 is 22.
Okay, it's
No,
still
it's not.
23.
It's 23.
However you do the maths, I was right at 23.
My bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 9, 18, 28. And over to Phil for final maths. As I'm so bad at it.
28 and 28 is 56, 86, 96, 76, 70. That was terrible. 56, 86, 106, 107.
I think that might be my highest score.
It's also going to smash me out of the park, but that's fine. So 48, 50, 68, 78, 78 plus 9 is 86. 87 even. So 87 versus
score.
107. Kirsty wins again. What? No point in playing this game.
That's not true.
Okay, so final scoring done. Kirsty, what? I know you like this game. Tell me what you think.
So I love a good tile laying game. I love set collection. So this is a real good game for the collection for me. What I really enjoy about this game is the simplicity that it looks like when you're playing. But actually, the more you go through layers, you realise it's actually a little bit more complicated than you think. So your first game, you're going la 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 la, you're popping the tiles out. You're not looking at the orientation of the tiles. You're not looking whether they're this way or that way. Because the next time when you place over it, you then don't see the scoring tiles. So actually, the first game, I would say, is one of the biggest learning curves for me. Because when you're scoring, yeah. But so I like the simplicity. I like the complexity for such a simple game.
Yeah.
And I think it's really it's thematic that you're building a pyramid. You've got all the different iconography, which is Egyptian based, but it's not overly complicated. We could play this with multiple different people.
True.
And I think it's a very accessible game, yet thinkier than one might think to start off with.
Yeah, there's a nice puzzle in there, and the puzzle sits as something that's quite challenging. And as you play the game multiple times, that challenge really starts to reveal itself in the fact that you've got this element of covering the previous layer, so you're trying to work in such a way that you're maximising your score each layer up the turn before. So it's quite nice. It's quite a nice way of playing the game, and a game will take, for two players, about 20 to, well, probably about 20, 25 minutes. It's not a long play.
No.
I think what's the box
It's
then?
45 minutes.
The box has 45 minutes.
And it does play up to 4 players.
Yeah, so 4-player count, you're probably getting close to that 45 minutes. But for two players, it does play relatively quickly. Now, it is another experience of sort of multiplayer solitaire to a certain extent because you are building your own pyramid. But the drafting is a little bit more horrible in this than a lot of games that have the draft being the point of conflict.
Yeah.
These little resurfacing tiles, of which you get 3, and they are double-sided, so you got one of each colour of the 6 colours.
They're ingenious.
But you always want to keep hold of one for the final round because you always want to be able to play 2 duels in the final round, so you can. Otherwise, you're only playing 1 duel
And getting 1 score.
Well, you get that score twice, but you'd have to have a real significant
pyramid of just one colour.
Yeah, of just one colour. You would have played in a very particular way to get there.
That's a very OCD pyramid.
Yeah. So that's definitely one of the challenges within the game. As I say, the game plays very quickly. It's very easy to teach, and after the first game, people will just get on and play. And it's a game that can be played multiple times in a session without actually overstaying its welcome. So, in my mind, Pyramido from Synapse Games is actually a fantastic game to add to the collection. It's just past filler, and it's just past true gateway game, which puts it in a nice spot that gamers will like and non-gamers will get on with as well.
I'd also like to talk about the component quality. So the component quality is fantastic. You've got these lovely wooden meeples that are, chunky. Even the Key of Life, which looks a bit delicate, is chunky so that it won't get damaged. They include extra pieces in case you lose anything, which I think is fantastic because if you lose a piece, you can't play the game. Yeah. Whereas having the extra in there just means that you're future-proofing. One of the things that I didn't understand at the start off with, I was a bit, these are a bit flimsy. That's a bit disappointing.
I mean, I don't know if you can see like the comparative thickness of the two there.
Yeah. Once you play, you understand that you need to be able to play on top of these, and this is exactly the right component size.
Yeah, it is.
And it's not something you're using all the time. It's not like you're taking it in and out. So I think, the cardboard thickness is fantastic. Like they haven't skimped on it, and the artwork is simple, yet effective. It's colourblind friendly with the symbology. Yeah, I can't think of anything I don't like about this game, to be fair. I really enjoy it.
It fits its playtime nicely. It fits its complexity nicely. The rulebook itself is a really simple and straightforward rulebook to follow. You've even got a little distribution chart on the back if you want to keep an eye on that. And It is a rule book that's probably 2 pages of text filled out with some really clear,
helpful
imagery of how the game plays. So especially with the minus scoring can be a little tricky at first. It's not actually tricky, it just feels tricky that you've got to add the lowest score again. But yeah, it's fine. And yeah, really clear rule book. Thank you, Synapse Games. You've given us a nice little abstract filler, a bit more than the filler, just to enjoy.
It's fantastic. I really like this game, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone who enjoys tile laying games that want something just a little bit different.
Thank you for your time today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you do, please like and subscribe.
And don't forget, we're also on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Just search for Ludus Vulpes.
Bye all.
Thanks everyone. See you soon.